Have you ever had a client say yes to working with you, and then instead of feeling excited, you actually got a pit in your stomach because you realized that now you have to figure out how to onboard them? Of course, you're excited and proud, relieved that you got a client, but now your brain is going into overdrive and you're thinking, how do I send a calendar link? How do I invoice them? Crap, I need to update my contract. Do I have a welcome email written somewhere that I can send them? And suddenly the sale that was supposed to feel so glorious just feels stressful. This is happening because you haven't yet clearly defined what happens after the yes. So let me walk you through what should happen after a client says yes and where things usually go astray. When your backend is working, the moment someone says yes, technically they shouldn't need you anymore until they're getting coached. Instead, they should be automatically guided by the onboarding system that you've set up. As you can see here, there are 4 essential steps in a client onboarding workflow that you can get started with. The first is payment. That's simple enough, right? You always want to get paid for your work. And if you're using my favorite tool, Paperbell, I recommend going with Stripe. So that way you have the option to offer them a payment plan or put them on a subscription if that's something that you offer. Next is getting the contract signed. I'm not a lawyer. However, I recommend anytime you're working with someone, go ahead and get that contract signed because it's going to be so helpful if there's ever any issues that come up. And also, it just protects both you and your client by setting boundaries and setting proper expectations. Next is sending them a welcome email. There's almost nothing worse than a client paying you and then not hearing from you for a really long time. So you want to go ahead and send them a welcome email. And lastly, you want to get them added to your CRM. A CRM is a customer relationship manager. So if you're just starting out, that could literally be a spreadsheet. But if you're moving on to using tools, then that would be Paperbell. So when you have these 4 things set up, especially if they're automated, after someone says yes, there's no awkward pause. There's no back and forth. There's no sorry for the delay emails. But for most coaches, they're just storing all of this stuff up in their brain and hoping for the best. And if you're doing every little onboarding step manually, that means that you are the system. Now, why would you want to be the system when you're supposed to be the coach? You being the system may have worked for your first couple of clients because you got to start somewhere. But now that you're growing, it's time to make a change because now it's going to start affecting the confidence that your clients have in you. Because what happens if someone pays you and then hears nothing from you? Or your client gets 5 different links with 5 different messages, or doesn't even know what to do next? Those little instances of uncertainty start to create doubt. And so, even if they love you, even if they really want the result that your coaching offers, it just gets to a point, right? And aside from affecting your client's confidence, not having a clear automated system will also start to affect your energy. Then every single sale starts costing you time. It's costing you focus, it's costing you emotional labor. So instead of feeling excited to sign more clients, you subconsciously slow down. Not because you don't want more clients, but because your back end is not set up to hold them yet. So, how do you automate this? On this channel, I always recommend the tool Paperbell to actually build and automate your coaching backend system. My link is in the description of this video if you want to get started for free. And Paperbell is an all-in-one tool that handles scheduling, payments, contract signing, and client management. But before you touch any tool, before you even log into Paperbell, you actually need to define what your backend should even look like. So you need to know what already exists and what's missing. And of course, what should happen after every single yes. Because unfortunately, the tools don't create clarity, but once you have clarity, you'll know which tool to use. And like I mentioned in my last video, I created something free for you. It is called the Stop Overthinking Tech Roadmap for Coaches. And the printed version is here now. I'm so excited. Of course, you don't have to get it printed, but I wanted to print it obviously to show it to you, hold it up. You can download the PDF. And this is going to show you how to finally set up your coaching backend without spiraling, without having to duct tape a bunch of tools together, and without wondering if you're missing anything. You can download it now for free using the link below this video. And if this video helped you, I think you'll find my last video on why your backend might be blocking your income helpful too, because it'll change how you think about your systems. So I will see you there. Bye.